over expenditures that are really unaccounted for, or unaccounted for late, money that is sequestered that's supposed to be for services, stealth tax increases like what happened with our SEV to our homes, when we all know that the value of homes in Michigan is not going up. Increases in fees for hunters. The reality is that we do have people in Michigan who are really living very close to the edge, and that venison is the primary meat that they eat. If we're going to price them out of even the hunting market and then increase the taxes they have to pay on their homes and then tell them that we're going to add another tax on top of that, I think that goes to fairness issues that we really haven't properly addressed, particularly when in the budget that I look at, Department of Community Health, we can find lots of areas where we can save some money. Like, well, today I was just looking at undocumented residents. Some people call illegal aliens, but they may not be. But they're undocumented. They're not eligible for Medicaid. In that lack of eligibility, and since we're currently letting them receive that benefit, we're spending $40–50 million a year there that could be sent again to food programs to hold taxes down. Those are things that the people, in my opinion, expect us to look at and fix before we come to them looking for more taxes. Absolutely.
Now, there are parts of the budget, there are some bright spots, and I know one program that you're particularly proud of that has worked rather well is the Teen Parent Program.
Yeah, that's right.
Let's explore why that's a good program and how it works.
Well, I'm fond of that particular program because it takes a vulnerable population, people who are having children at a young age and don't have parenting skills, and helps them develop those parenting skills. It teaches them a bit about Planned Parenthood as well, and helps these children be properly nurtured and educated. If we do these sorts of programs, particularly for the birth to 3 group, in this case the birth to 5 group with Teen Parent, we're looking at a decrease in the number of children that have to go to special education, and that's quantified. That isn't a guess. It's about a 20% drop in the number of kids that have to go to special education on entering kindergarten. Think of the lives that are saved with that, and think of the dollars that are saved. The number of kids that learn to read appropriately, the single biggest correlate to whether or not you're going to end up in a prison is the age at which you read. If you can't read by the time you're in 3rd grade, so many doors close for you, and you become desperate, and in some ways vulnerable to a life of crime. So Teen Parent addresses that, and it has a quantifiable return on investment. I guess as a legislator, I have to balance where I'm going to spend the dollars I have. So much for this one, or so much for that. I want to get the most bang for the people's buck.
And the money that you spend today, and if it's spent wisely, avoids much costlier remedies later on.
Yeah, the return is at least $10 for every dollar we spent, and maybe as much as $35. There's a Tecumseh project that's suggested that. And besides the dollars, there's the lives, the people who become productive, the people who later on have a job, or the people who later on, when they have children, they raise them well. So it's a wonderful program. It's throughout the state. It is in our district, in the Saginaw-Gratiot district.
So you've seen some of the results firsthand.
Oh, yes.
back home in the Senate district.
Yeah, the number I quoted you on a decrease of 20% of the children who require a special education, that's documented from our district.
Excellent. Now, speaking of investment, one of the other areas that you as state senators and state lawmakers are very much looking into is how to bring more jobs to Michigan.
Yeah.
And I know you have a very good piece of legislation that deals with Delphi and tax credits. And walk us through some of the,
Sure.
the
I'm
benefits
kind of
of that
excited
package.
about that. It's going to come up for hearings the last week of April, and hopefully it'll sail on through for passage in the Senate and over to the House. And in the House, there's a companion piece to that Representative Horn has in, and hopefully his will start moving too, and we'll get this done quickly. Well, anyway, we have problems with making sure that the Delphi remains viable. It's a bankrupt company. Keeping it viable, in part, is making it a bride, saleable to somebody who will continue to manage and maybe expand it. In any case, save these jobs. Delphi has plants in areas that are brownfields, and we gave them brownfield tax credits as part of trying to keep them viable before. Making them saleable would include, well, making those credits transferable to a new owner. Right now they are not transferable. So it's sort of a jobs bill, if you will, insofar as it assists a potential purchaser to be able to, or make it desirable for a potential purchaser to buy Delphi. Now, in our neck of the woods, Delphi is 7,000 jobs or more. And Delphi is, of course, throughout the state. We're not just talking my area. In the Detroit area, there's the same sort of issues arise. And this bill is going to be generalizable. Brownfields that have been credits that have been created will become transferable then. Now, this shouldn't be viewed as a tax increase or a skin off of some other municipalities' nose or out of their budget, because these are already been granted. These aren't new tax abatements or new giveaways in any way, shape, or form. It continues these credits on sale to preserve jobs.
And what you have are these valuable properties that, should a new company want to come in, then you'd have this all in place.
Yes.
It would eliminate that barrier.
Yes.
At a time when we most need to be bringing new companies.
Yeah,
here
that's
into
the right word,
state.
I think, barrier. One less barrier. Boy, we sure could use a lot less barriers right now in Michigan.
Absolutely, absolutely.
We're looking to make that, the number one priority we have.
Absolutely. Along with job development, the whole issue of taxes. And the Senate Republican caucus has moved forward the BEST plan.
Yes, yes.
And if you could give us a little background on the BEST plan,
Sure.
and then you also have an amendment that would make the BEST plan even better.
Sure. The BEST plan is an acronym for Business Economic Stimulus Tax. Our single business tax will be sunsetted. It will go away at the end of the year. And we need a replacement business tax in Michigan. The BEST is an example of one of the types of replacement vehicles that is being proposed. It would replace somewhere in the neighborhood of 1.6, 1.7